All right, you guys. So welcome to our leadership corner today. I love this topic. Jessica brought it up last time, and it just reminded me how beneficial this is for so many aspects of our lives. It is so neat to see. Now, there are different color wheels. I know Courtney is more familiar one with there's like oranges and golds, I think, and stuff like that on it. And there are more for sure. They all kind of come down to the same type of thing, anyways. But this is the one that I had learned. And so it's kind of the one that's been ingrained with me for like a decade. And so it's just easier for me to kind of relate to and talk about and teach on. So this is the color personalities training. We're going to talk about the 4 different color personalities and then how you can utilize that in your life and business to your advantage so that you understand people, you can relate to people, you can maybe even, working on sales or different ways to grow your business. This will help. So I'm really excited to talk about it. Now, the first color we're going to go over, because there's yellow, green, blue, and red. And first one we're going to go over is yellow, obviously, with this bright yellow screen in front of you. But basically, yellow is kind of that personality that's like, let's all just be friends. We all need to get along. Oftentimes you see them doing kind acts of service. Their occupations tend to be like teachers, nurses, counselors. Now, here's also the thing. You can be of multiple colors, right? You're going to be dominant in one, but you might have a couple of the other ones sprinkled in, or you might be like two quite dominant ones kind of together. And it's really fun to see. But they're kind of those givers, donating. They like to help, give their time, make people feel valued, show them that they're wanted, and being a part of a team is awesome. They just love being a part of that, right? They just want to help. The one thing, all of these colors have high functioning and low functioning. Every color has a low functioning aspect to it, which would be like the negative. But those negatives can also actually turn into positives. So everything you see here, if you see something that's like a negative, you can actually turn it into a positive as well. So like indecisive can be yellows in a sense because it's like, I kind of want to do this, but I really want to make sure everybody else wants to, but I want to do what you want to do. And like, kind of being there for others more than anything. So indecisive can be one of those things for a yellow personality. They're not motivated by money. Okay. So this isn't the person, if this is for a business, you're going to show up in their inbox and be like, I made $50,000. They're not going to care. They're going to go, well, how many people did you help? Right. So instead of showing up in their inbox and being like, I made $50,000, you can be like, I helped 50 women make $500. Right. And it's like, wow, I want to help 50 women make $500, right? That's where you're going to see it a lot of times. And I know within our group, because a lot of my top priorities, I do have yellow in me. It's not my top dominant one, but that's like my main goal. Is like, I want to see others win and make money and do all the things, right? That's what feels really good. And so it's one of those things that you'll notice in their personality. How would their voice sound when you're talking to them? Because you want to be able to pick it out really quick and easily, like soft and gentle voice. Now, it's funny because if I look at like some business owners that I'm really good friends with in my area, I can pick out one person perfectly in my mind who I know is 100% yellow. She always wants to help people. Whenever she talks, it's very like, I really think that we could do it like this and we could try some things. And she's a very high functioning yellow. I would say she's worked on her indecisiveness. She's quite decisive. She can be quite, she can really translate what she wants and things like that, but has this very strong yellow personality. So again, that's where you can take it to that high functioning again. The dress, so if you're to see them in person, they're kind of casual and comfortable, right? Just don't really stand out. They want to kind of blend into the background a little bit. Their strengths are they're very dependable. Okay, they're gonna show up for you. They're a team player, patient and supportive. I would 100% know that everybody on this Zoom has yellow in them because I've seen all of these qualities in everybody in here. The weakness is a bit oversensitive, right? They can take things a little bit too to heart because they're very worried what others are going to think, very worried that others aren't going to be agreeing with what they want, and then they're going to change because they don't want to not be on, the side that everybody's agreeing on, a bit of a follower, not totally goal oriented, right? So it's like, yes, I really want to help people. And it's just like, as it happens, no big deal. We don't need a deadline. Like, I want to help 50 women make $500, but if it takes me 200 years, I'm good. Right? Like that's exaggerating, but obviously that's kind of the deal with it. It's just like, in its time, I'm good. And the key words that you're going to hear them say or see them do all the time is like teamwork, together, relationships, family. That's kind of the main um, you know, things that they love the most, and you'll see them. Their dislike is pushy people, bullies, and conflict. So these are when like you followed up 15 times and you're like, I'm feeling like a pushy person, it might be because the person's yellow. You're feeling that you've already kind of pushed them too far. So you want to take a look at this type of thing. Now, if you have a yellow person that you're talking to, you might ask them to help you in your business by saying, you know someone who could you refer me to somebody who might need my help? They would love that. They want to be the connector for you. They want to be the one that helps you out. They want to be that person that helps you get to that next spot in your business. So you have to find out then, if you notice they're kind of a yellow personality, instead of saying, here's this money you can make, this is what you can do, you could just ask them for help to connect you to people. They love being the connector. So this is kind of yellow in a nutshell. You can totally comment if this is part of you as well, if you can see a lot of these qualities. Maybe you have some low functioning, but maybe you have some high functioning yellow within you. And maybe it's not your top color, but maybe it's within your second or third even color. All right, blue. Blue is so fun. This person is fun, 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 right? This is the person that is like in sales, public speaking, entertainment. They're big thinkers. They're always imagining the most amazing things that could happen, and they want to have fun with it. They like to tell stories to get their point across. So let's say they were doing an in-home or an overview. They're probably going to share lots of stories and talk about how things have helped. And maybe you'll notice on their Facebook, Courtney, for sure, you're like a blue and yellow in here for sure. But they want to share these stories and get points out to people and get a point across to the world, right? Share their story with everyone. They kind of initiate and lead. Look at me right now, blue, talking with my hands, right? Like I do have some blue in me as well. Risk taker, no regrets, motivated by money, which is also a very strong red trait as well. But this is more in like that party aspect, right? They are loud and fast. They speak really loud and fast. They dress stylish and colorful. They have convincing, enthusiastic, positive, high energy. So it's that person that you're kind of drawn to. Now, if you're a super low yellow, a really high blue is going to be like almost overwhelming, right? Like they don't totally connect these two because they it can be just a bit too high level of an energy for that. Now, a higher functioning yellow with a high functioning blue could be all right, because you know what? They can kind of see past that. They talk too much. So poor follow-up, unorganized. So that could be a problem within business, because they might be in somebody's inbox like blah, 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 throwing up all over them, right? And they could be super enthusiastic and positive and that high energy, but they're not following up properly. They're not organized to be able to do that. And so you can change that, and you can be a total high functioning blue that has fun, knows when to get their voice a little louder, knows when to have that high energy in a certain situation, and then they can tone down their talking a little bit. They can get organized and follow up, and you can really make the best of both worlds with this color as well. But their keywords, they like fun, excitement, freedom, right? Like if you see people that are always traveling, and this person, if you come across them and they're not sure they want to do like the business with you or something, ask them to host an in-home. They want to have the party. They want to have people over. They want to be inviting and having people. This would be your key person. So sometimes business comes down to asking the right people the right things, right? If you went to a yellow and you're like, blah, 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 host a party for me, they're like, whoa, back up, right? And that's just too much. But a blue, if you went up to them, you're like, hey, host this in-home, you would have so much fun. We're gonna have wine and drinks and people are gonna come and go. They'd be like, I'm in. Like, this is for me, right? So they don't like, though, not having fun. If it's not going to be fun, they're not going to be there because it's going to be boring, right? And they don't want the facts and figures. You don't have to tell a blue all the details about the compensation plan. You could just say you're going to make money and they're like, I'm in. I'm making money. I'm having parties. I'm in. This is like a dream job for me, right? So blue and just figuring them out by looking at some of these different bullet points and thinking like, okay, this person is kind of fun. Like that would be your key right there. Like they're a little bit of a life of the party. They're a blue, right? And that makes it a little bit easier to distinguish some things. And you know what? If you're like a yellow, you might kind of be turned off by blue, but if you can turn some of your yellow qualities into high functioning yellow, you will really start to see through some things and get it. All right, red. Who is red on this Zoom? Because red can be it has a lot of low functioning attributes to it. Okay. Has a lot of low functioning attributes, but when you can turn those into high functioning and not come across as a get out of my way, or the highway type person, and sprinkle in some of that yellow, it can be a very powerful color to be. So it is a very driven color. It is very motivated by money, complete money. Like, you know what? You could show me a paycheck and I'm like, all right, I'm kind of ready to do it. I don't even need to know the details, right? So this is that person that you want to just go ahead and get some inboxes with paychecks. Show them the money, right? That's kind of the person. Show me the money. So attorneys, pilots, CEOs, obviously, CEOs, sales, right? Forceful with volume, quite loud. They want to get their point across. Again, all of this can be done in a high functioning way that is respectful and kind and a really good way. But their dress is dressed for success. They're goal oriented, focused, intense, a lot of sprint sessions, right? Just go, 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 go. Like they'd probably work through the night. They want to just get this done. They do have a bit of an ego, can be short-tempered, dominating, and impatient. So red and yellow could kind of clash because maybe a yellow would kind of show up when they want because they're like, whatever, no big deal. But a red's like, we're starting at 6. Like they want that respect of the time and to have things done properly. So there are, again, those ego, you can turn that though. They can shut off the ego and connect more. Short-tempered, understanding. They can start understanding that everybody's different. Nobody is a one size fits all, right? They can kind of break out of that and become a high functioning of this color as well, and grow that patience and things. So money, power, control to the point. Dislikes, indecision, right? That's again with that yellow where they can be kind of indecisive. I don't know. It's like that would annoy a red person, right? Chit chat and losing control. So honestly, if somebody comes in my inbox and they're like, oh my gosh, how are you today? And then I'm like, I'm good, thanks. How are you? And then they're like, what are you doing today? What's going on? It's like, I don't touch this. What do you want? Like, what are you trying to sell me? I don't want the chit chat, right? I definitely have a lot of red in me. And I don't like that. I'm like, dude, let's stop the chit chat. I will chit chat if it's genuine. Like if I really want to know how you're doing and I want to hear what's going on in your life. Like there's no such thing as chit chat with me. If you see that, it's because I'm truly asking. Like that's like to the point, like, how are you and the kids? But if someone does that to me where it's like, I know you're not being serious, you're trying to finagle your way into a sale, I'm done. Like I have checked out of that conversation. So red, again, lots of negative attributes is what it appears to be, but they can all be turned into a very positive way and really lead a group. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with this color because it takes all 4 colors for the world to go around, right? And again, they're all you're going to be a little mixture of a little bit of all of them. Maybe one of them, you won't be like barely any of them, but you will see that you're a few. Okay, green analytical. So this one is one where I'm like, I'm not close. This one has the least amount of me, the least amount of me. So this is kind of like the facts and figures. I need to know all the details. Like if one of the doctors came out and said, this new product that we have is incredible, I'd just be like, okay, it's cool. Like, I trust you. Like, it's worked on a million people. I don't need any more details. Like, I don't need the background. I just need to know that, right? Where some people, and you'll notice this within your business, when you message them, they're like, send me the studies, send me the compensation plan, send me this. Just do it. Just do it because they want to read through everything. It's not like a tactic for them to like get out of anything. They want to read and find, tooth comb all of it. I cannot find tooth comb. I start reading, I'm bored, I'm done. I'm like, no, I just trust it, right? So um you have a lot of green, Jessica. That's funny. And yeah, because you want to know the research and things like that. Now, I mean, it doesn't mean some people, it's like if you're red, you never want to know details. Yeah, if there's like a like a competitor coming up or something, then I'm like green about it. I want to know all the details on how to prove them wrong, usually. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things that is skeptical. They always need more information. You could send them 1,500 before and after pictures, and they're like, no, 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 I need the ingredient list. Don't trust you. Don't need to see the before and afters. Where you send me 1,500 before and afters, I'm like, wow, I'm in, right? So they want more information. This type of person, when they're in your inbox, you might, if you're a personality color that like is red and to the point, you might find green annoying and like they're just being like wasting your time. They want specific answers. Okay. Don't give approximate. It's like, you can make about $500 a month. No, no, no. How much exactly? Like, show me your check. Was it $499? Was it 502? Like, they want to know the very specifics. If you're like, there's a ingredient in here, I think it's this, or like, no, think, like, send me the screenshot. I want the exact ingredient, and just do it, because send them a whole website to go through, because you don't want to lose their trust. Just because, to me, like, 499, 500, what's the big deal? It is a big deal, right? And I'm exaggerating that. Obviously, it'd probably be more like a 399 to 500 kind of space there. But like, you know what? It is a big deal. Very organized and neat. And that's why you got the accountants, engineer, research type of occupations associated with this. And their voice is soft and polite, right? And you think about it, like any accountant you go to and you walk in, they are quite soft and polite, actually, for people that I've met anyways. They're formal, conservative. Conservative makes a lot of sense. Strengths are organized, planner, persistent. Weakness, hard to please because they're over analytical. It is so hard to please this color because they just can't get enough facts and figures to wrap their brain around things sometimes. But I love having all of these colors within a group or a leadership group because it's really fun. And that's why everybody's so different. Everyone grows at a different pace, right? It's not just like what network you bring in. Sometimes people go, well, they're bringing in a network and that's why they're growing so fast, or, whatever the case may be. Sometimes it's a lot of this. It's just figuring out how to connect with people in a different way as well, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, and then pulling it all together too. So it's really fun to have all different personality colors within a leadership group like we have, because then we complement each other and that works really well and we can grow together. But the keywords, they're going to ask why. Why, right? Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? Graphs and charts are huge. I mean, I probably won't be going to make a graph or a chart for somebody, but if you wanted to show like a graph like the Melaleuca one, where it's like the sales every year, they're going to want to see that growth, or what year it dipped down, or things like that. Like that page would be very pleasing to this type of person. They don't like pushy people, right? People that aren't giving facts. People are just kind of being lazy, and people that are late. That is just one thing that this green personality type is just not for at all. And you can see why sometimes two different color types would clash, especially if they're in their low functioning state and not in a high functioning state of that color, because they are just too opposite. And that might be why you could be clashing with teammates, people that you have in your organization. It could be why you're clashing with approaches. It could be why you're clashing with conversations that you have within your approaches, because maybe you're green and you're giving a ton of facts and it's a red and they just want to see the money, and it's turning them off, right? And it's turning them off. And so now you're kind of stuck at square one again of like, okay, I've just kind of lost their trust. Where do I go with this? What do I do with this? So now you can take a step back and go, okay, I'm a green. This is how I'm giving them information. And you can now start to think when you're chatting with someone, oh gosh, they seem yellow. So now you know how to approach it and get a chance at a little bit more of a successful approach that turns into something a little bit more positive, right? It's like trying to ask a green to host an in home for you when you really should be looking for the blue to do that. And the green might attend, and they might be that one with papers and duotangs and all the things. But that's just what it is. Uh, yeah, a bit of every color. You very well could be a bit of every color, a little bit of a swamp, right? That tends to happen too as well. And because some of us have been in an industry like this for so long, it would make sense, right? Because you've learned how to be high and low functioning of all the colors and kind of be that chameleon that helps out with everyone. That you've gotten really good at it. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that as well. We can definitely try to find a quiz online. I will search one up and yeah, it'd be really fun to see again because you know what, even what you were maybe 10 years ago or 15 years ago might have changed a bit, right? You might have somebody could have had kids and have, animals now and moved, and it kind of can change things for you and what type of personality you are. So all right, you guys, thank you for joining in and taking a listen on this. I will definitely have this recording up.